Me llamo Vero.
Hi, mi navn er Ida.
Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we are gonna talk about our story, how we met, what steps did we take to be where we are here today.
Yeah, like how did we meet, what happened, and like what eventually came to be us sitting here today.
Yes, making this video.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a long topic, so it's gonna be chopped up into several videos. But the first one is gonna be like where were we in our lives when we met, and how did we end up meeting?
Yes, and for that we need to give you guys a little bit of context. So we're gonna do like a tiny interview thingy. Ooh. So okay, where are you from?
I'm from Denmark.
And what were you doing at the time that we met around that time?
Nothing. I had been moved back home after a breakup with my boyfriend. I was living together with, and yeah, that didn't end well. I had doubts for a long time with our relationship, and some of them concerned me being not at all interested in him physically. And as time went on, also not really like personally.
No.
But yeah, I had begun to doubt my sexuality on a deeper level, and we broke up. I couldn't continue, and I moved back home with my parents, where I kind of had to figure out what do I want with life. And I decided I wanted to see if I could get into an art school in Denmark, to maybe pursue animation or comics, illustrated stories.
Because you're a very good artist.
I love art.
Feel free to follow her on Instagram.
Exactly. So that was my mission when I was moving back home. I didn't have a job. I wasn't in school. My mission was to get as good as art as possible, and enter an art school. And so I started Tumblr.
Oh yes.
To share my art.
And to Tumblr you met online friends.
Online friends. Exactly.
And keep that in mind, because that is kind of important.
Pin that. So that was where I was.
What was that? I don't know.
What was you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I think, it's very hard for me to go back my memories, because I have a very bad memory. Unless things are like highlights in my life, then I remember.
There are things you remember about us that I have completely forgotten.
But anyways, at that time I was just working, I guess, at an office. I was just saving money because I love technology, and I wanted to be able to buy a lot of techie stuff. So I wasn't really doing much. Like I was living at my parents' house, because I wanted to save money and eventually get my own place. Because I always hated the internet at my parents' house, because they live in the countryside, and in Chile. You didn't ask me, where am I from?
Where are you from?
I'm from Chile. So I was just working, playing video games, saving money.
Yeah.
And at the time I was this is one of the important links.
Another pin.
I was very into Lord of the Rings, and I would spend most of my day on Tumblr.
Funny thing is that like my Tumblr was dedicated to Tolkien. At the time I had a thing for Tolkien, and especially the Silmarillion, a really good book.
I was just reading the Silmarillion at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I love it.
And so I just like, okay, I'm just gonna get better at art by just drawing fan art of this. And so that Tumblr was just Tolkien dedicated. And for those who don't know, on Tumblr you can like see the individual accounts that's a like on your post or shares it or something like that. And I was I was so excited every time I shared something and it got shared and liked, and I was like, ooh, and I went and saw how many, and then at the same time you would see who And
who commented on that?
Yeah, and who commented as well. And some people would like reoccur, and I would like get familiar to see their little account name and their little icon. And I actually noticed you for a while.
I was noticed by senpai.
Yeah, I noticed you like continuously being one that was liking my posts or saving them or something like that. And I was like, oh, there you are. Every time I saw you.
But yeah, I was liking her posts and being like, oh, she's amazing. But you know, when you admire someone online, you just you rarely say something. Well, now that I'm kind of more like a content creator, I feel more inclined to comment on the people online that I think they do a good job.
Yeah, because you relate more to the situation than before.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, this picture is amazing, or if I like the post, I say something. But at the time, I was not saying anything. I was just liking or sharing,
reblog. Yeah, like there was no communication, but I did talk to some people via Tumblr, and we started having a friend chat on the side. And one day I put up a tiny clip of me hand drawing something, and because my phone like flips, mirrors.
This is an important part. Guys.
Mirrors, whatever it's filming. It looked as though I was left-handed.
And I have a thing for left-handed people.
And you said that to a friend we both share.
That we didn't know.
We didn't know. And all of a sudden, this person who's very impulsive just all of a sudden thought that it could be hilarious to just throw you into our friend group chat just to see what would happen. And like stating the fact that you apparently had a thing for me now because I was left-handed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not.
Yeah, and I was thrown there like in this virtual room, like surrounded by people, and it's you in the chat, and I'm like, it's her.
Yeah, and it was just like I remember you were like, wait, what in the chat, and our friend was just having the best time of their life, and I was like, oh, thank you very much, but I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed, and all that.
Yeah,
but then you became part of the group.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, anyways, your art is amazing. I've been following you. I like your posts and all that. And then we started talking. Always in the group chat.
Always in the group chat, yeah, because we didn't really know each other at all. And I thought it was so fun because, that's the one of those that I regularly see liking my posts and like actually talking to them. Until.
It was 2016.
2016, yes. This all happened 4 years ago.
Yeah.
2016. And what else happened in 2016? There was a presidential election, and Trump ended up being the one factor that really brought us together.
Yes.
And sparked the romance, the love, the legend.
Who would have guessed? Actually, Trump was the one of the factors. One of the factors that brought us together. And this video is gonna be super long, so we're gonna cut it here and continue next week. So if you want to tag along, feel free to subscribe.
Click a like.
Click a like. See you in the next one.